Hi everyone, my name is Erin Elizabeth Wernberg. Thank you for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. This week's video I'm going to be talking about the two most powerful phrases you can add to your lexicon, your vocabulary, that will increase your shift of reality, increase the way you understand your reality amazingly, like for the better, of course. Everything's for the better here. So the first one is saying the power of I choose to. Okay, so what does that mean? So when we as humans and in our souls feel like we have choice and we are actively choosing something, that feels so much more powerful and so much more helpful for us than if we feel like someone is making us do something or we have to do something, or, you know, when there's no choice involved, that's when we can get kind of resentful or angry about things. So anytime you're doing anything, even if it feels like you have to be doing it, I encourage you to just notice what you're doing and then say, I choose to be doing blank right now. So for example, if you have access to a vehicle and you're driving your car and you say, I am choosing to drive 60 miles per hour right now. Okay, again, this could seem kind of weird at first, but once you get used to it, you'll notice how many things you're actively choosing to do all day, every day that just kind of get more passive to us. Like, I'm choosing to go to the restroom, I'm choosing to wash my hands, I'm choosing to take a shower, I'm choosing to stay in bed, I am choosing to read this book, I am choosing to open this can of soup, I am choosing to sit on my butt, I am choosing to, and I mean that not in like a mean way, but I mean it like I'm choosing to sit on my butt instead of I'm choosing to stand, I'm choosing to whatever. So just getting very clear about all the things that we are actively choosing to do all day, every day, because what this does is, first of all, it reminds us how much personal power and choice we do have every day, which again can only help us feel like, oh, I do have power to make changes in my life. And even if there are things that you feel like you aren't actively choosing, like I have to go to work today, you technically don't have to, okay? Don't get mad. Like, of course you have to go so you can make money, whatever, but you're still choosing to go, right? You're not choosing to not go and get fired. So you say, I'm choosing to go to work today, choosing to read this book today. So again, that reminds us how much personal power we do have at all times we can access, so that's really helpful. And then the second thing this does is it allows us to bring to our attention and our awareness which habits we're doing, just like we just don't even think about them anymore, that we want to change or that we want to be more aware of. So maybe you didn't even realize like how often you're choosing to, I don't know, some habit you want to change, and then you're like, whoa, I was doing this all the time. So it's a way to increase what we're doing now and to pull us back to the present, and then therefore help us change other things. So phrase number one is I choose to, and then whatever you're doing. Phrase number two is one of my favorite prayers of all time, thank you. This is something that, you know, I made a video about accepting the compliment and how helpful that is. So I encourage you to watch that video if you haven't watched it yet. But what saying thank you does is it activates and helps you reframe every single thing that's given to you as something you can use in terms of your spiritual growth. So if you, for example, we'll do one with I choose and I thank you. If you open the fridge and there's nothing to eat, there's no food in there, you say, I am choosing to go to the store right now. Okay, great. And then you could say, thank you for giving me the opportunity to go to the store right now. And you might feel annoyed and pissed off when you first start doing this, but you'll notice the more you do this, the more you focus on gratitude, the more this multiplies for you and opens up everything else to happen for you that can. And maybe you go to the grocery store and you run into someone you haven't seen in a long time, or you find they have like a really great sale on something, or something happens that wouldn't have happened otherwise. And so when you exist in a place of I choose to and thank you, then this raises your spiritual vibration and the ways in which you're interacting with the world, and it opens the law of attraction for you, because you are activating your power of choice and you're activating how much gratitude you're expressing into the world, which will be a lot. I say thank you probably thousands of times a day. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration, but it feels like it, because everything that happens, I say thank you for giving me this, because I trust that if it wasn't exactly for me, I wouldn't be getting it. And this, again, starts small with both of these things, because your ego will throw a temper tantrum when you first start doing these, but they totally are helpful. And if you do start doing this, let me know in the comments below how your reality shifts or changes. And I look forward to hearing from you and implementing this. Again, be gentle with yourself. Just do it when you remember, and then kind of push yourself to keep doing it. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next week. Thank you.